Yo, check this out.
Previously heard.
Good Hope FM. Let's go.
This is some for the radio.
It's Maka.
It's Maka.
Weekend breakfast, 6 to 9 a.m. on Good Hope FM.
Even on the weekends, the DJs will be freaking.
Wishing you a happy Saturday, Regine. How do you do? Do I have you on the line? I do have you on the line. Great morning to you. Sorry about that.
Awesome. Good morning. Hope that you're well, Maka.
Thank you so much for joining us on Weekend Breakfast. Awfully excited to be chatting to the founder of Re.Bag.Re.Use. Firstly, Regine, please tell us how the project Re.Bag.Re.Use came about. Tell us all about it.
Sure. It's actually a project that was born out of our pandemic, our lockdown stage. I've always been crocheting and knitting in front of the TV. But during the lockdown, I was also asked by a lot of people for donations and things. And I thought, where do you draw the line? Because it's also so undignified to have to borrow money the whole time. So, what the synchronicity of things, I decided, isn't there a way that one can create an opportunity for people to use the hobby of crocheting to put a little bit of extra money on the table?
Beautiful.
So initially, as I said, it started as a hobby. I had a friend in Heart Bay Harbour, because that's where we based, said, would I mind teaching some ladies how to crochet? And I said, not a problem at all. And just as a joke, I took some of the bread bags, because I'd been looking for different materials to crochet with, and I was experimenting with empty bread bags. And it actually looked quite beautiful. And as I was teaching these ladies and showing them how to crochet, I showed them what I'd done with the bread bag. And it looked magical. And it feels like in the wink of an eye, the project's gone from a hobby. 18 months later, we are now a group of 15 ladies. I've got 5 ladies cutting empty bread bags and soft plastic, and 10 ladies crocheting. So it's got a life of its own, Maka.
Absolutely powerful, beautiful story. So when I hear things such as plastics, I'm assuming that we are talking about recycled materials, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Tell me, what are some of the products that you're able to make with recycled materials?
So it started off with shopping bags and multifunctional. We make great beach bags as well, because it doesn't matter if the bag gets wet or sand in it. It's easy enough to clean off. But the ladies also make beautiful placemats and little wallets. We've also made some fantastic mats. So basically, if you can think it, the ladies are incredibly creative and make the most beautiful products. I actually want to encourage everyone to have a look at our Instagram page at some of the beautiful products, because every product is unique. Different colors, they're the same shape, but different colors, and they're absolutely beautiful.
And tell me, what's been the most fulfilling part about the work you're doing with the project? I can only imagine the amount of responses you could possibly have. Endless sort of answers you could give. But I need to sort of pinpoint the one thing that jumps to mind when I say, what's the one fulfilling part for you?
There's, as you said, a number of different things. But a key thing that has come to mind when you asked me that question, I was having a conversation with one of the ladies, and she said, you know what, for the first time, I don't have to go and borrow money from family and friends. I know how much money I need for electricity and groceries. So I plan my month around that to know how many bags I need to make. And I thought, you know what, as much as my life just feels filled with plastic at the moment, making that difference with somebody, giving them that dignity to put bread on the table.
There it is.
And that's the key for me.
Beautiful, powerful gift to the community to be able to hand dignity to people. Absolutely beautiful. Tell me, lastly, I don't mean to rush you off, but we are limited with time.
Sure.
What sort of message would you possibly have for our listeners? Because today is a very special day. I forgot to mention to the listeners that it's World Recycle Day today, I believe, yeah? So on World Recycle Day, as someone who has found a way to use recycling to give back in a beautiful way to communities, to uplift hearts and homes, and all that and more, what message to our listeners do you have?
Everybody can make a difference. I think sometimes you feel so overwhelmed of what can we do, or what I'm doing isn't, going to make a difference. But one bread bag, if you can save one bread bag and, keep it aside for the project, it can change somebody's life. Somebody can make a difference, and it's making something out of nothing. There's opportunities in absolutely everything. Even if you think it's just a small thought or something small, you never know who and what you might change. So grab any opportunity, anything that you're thinking, grab it with both hands, and it works out perfectly.
Everyone can make a difference. Thank you so much for that beautiful message. Regine le Roux.
Awesome. Thank you, Maka, for the opportunity.
You're a superstar. Thank you.
Weekend breakfast, 6 to 9 a.m. on Good Hope FM.
Feel it. For more, tune in to goodhopefm.co.za.
It's all you need.